Hey guys, Neil from the Academy. I am back. Some of you probably thought I may have fallen into a black hole. That is not true. I have been busy. So I'll give you a little update on what's going on before we dive into ASL Journal 15, which just showed up today. I have been. This may come out of the blue. A few people know, ASL people know. I have been writing a novel. It's something that's been on my bucket list since I was probably a teenager, I think. And my 60th birthday is only a couple months away, almost a month away now. And I don't know, my internal clock is ticking. So this is something that I have been working on for on and off for, good 10 years, putting down ideas, doing world building, writing little short stories and stuff. And I finally decided I'm just going to do it. So I am doing it, and I'm about 100,000 words in the first draft. I'm maybe 2/3 of the way done. I'm guessing. I hope to have the first draft done by February, and then I'll start editing, and I hope it will be out. I'm just going to self-publish it today. These days, finding an agent and a publisher, even if you can, because the writing market is so diluted with everybody writing everything, right? That it would take years, even if it would happen. So I'm just going to self-publish it, and it's a bucket list thing for me. I don't believe I'm ever going to get rich off of it or even make any money off of it, but it's something always wanted to accomplish, and I want to do it because the clock is ticking. So that's where I've been. It eats up a lot of time. Writing is it's a fiction book, science fiction. Writing takes up a lot of time, but ASL is not dead. It's just kind of on the back burner right now. And once the first draft is done, it'll probably pick up a little bit. But I got this. Unboxings are pretty quick for me. So I'm going to do an unboxing of ASL Journal 15. So that's an update. Let's jump into 15. This is sort of a trimmed down journal. I think it's only 36 or so pages. 36 pages. And let's get into it. I'll get into the stuff at the end. ASL Journal 15. We have a view from the mound from Kurt Schilling. Basically talks about ASL tournaments and bringing ASL back to the World Board Game Championships, running a tournament. So he needs commitments from at least 32 people to not run the tournament, but be in the tournament at the ASL World Championships at the WBC in 2025. Now, the cool thing is the winner gets MMP products for life, not ASL products. They get every ASL product for life going forward after they win. And runner up gets all ASL products for life. That goes to the runner up. So, first place, everything MMP ever creates after you win. Runner up gets all ASL products after you run up or are the runner up. So if you're interested, contact MMP. You know the guys to contact for that. They want to be contacted directly to get a commitment from you. And they talk about products that were released, some that are upcoming, which you all know about, and you can find updates on those on my website. And they actually included a QR code for my website, so it's easy to reach if you do not remember what it is, which is aslplayers.net. All right. We've got, I think there's 12 articles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, 12. A few from Jim Bishop and a sprinkling of other people. One other thing to note in this green here is within this issue, if you have Doomed Battalions, the latest version, you'll probably need to pick this up because it has reprinted overlays in it that they messed up in the latest reprint of Doomed Battalions. So I'll show those overlays here in a minute. But let's step through the articles real quick. Oh, one other thing to notice, the cover of this journal is like a mirror. I don't know if you can see it, but it is super duper shiny, super glossy. All right. Pete Ponders Pondry by Pete Schilling. So this is basically a summary or a little bit of background of why he designed the upcoming historical module. I don't know what the name of it actually is. Maybe it's in here. Slaughter at Pondry. Here's a section of the map as a preview you can see. And he just goes through the background of the design and why it's being done, I guess, or why it was done. I think it's close to coming out. And then Jim Bishop has My Bags Are Packed, I'm Ready to Go. He talks about what to take to an ASL tournament, a short little two-pager here to help you guys who, well, if you're experienced going to tournaments, you probably don't need this checklist. You probably know what to take. But if you're thinking about going to a tournament, he's got this checklist for you that you can go through to help you out in your experience at an ASL tournament, which I have not experienced yet. Like I said, the clock is ticking. Will I ever get to one? I don't know. It'd be cool if I could. Another Jim Bishop article. This one's pretty cool. Line of sight, one long hillock, line of sight, and embankment railroads in Hatton and Flames. Now, I just got this. I have not read the entire magazine journal. I assume that some of the stuff he goes over here can be extended to normal ASL scenarios with regards to embankment railroads and interpreting the rules and line of sight. So it's articles that go over how to use certain rules, especially ones that are a little nebulous, are always a good thing. Looks like about a 3-page article. And then Brian Yaus goes over a scenario analysis of AR2, which is from the Arnhem Pack that came out, I don't know, a few months ago, I think. AR2, Sheep in Wolf's Clothing. He goes over, he designed it, so he goes over, talks about German advantages, disadvantages, Brit advantages and disadvantages, and what's going on in the scenario. And setup and entry areas. He talks about that as well. Debriefing. This is basically errata. Now, I assume ASL Rulebook Second Edition, this stuff is going to be folded into the PDF at some point, if not already. I'm not sure. And then this other stuff might be helpful for historical things like Sword and Fire in Manila, which, this stuff is not in the PDF of the rulebook. Chapter H is. Scenario errata obviously isn't. And then Doomed Battalions errata. Here from Jonathan K, we have the Haut and Boss, up and down, tracing line of sight between different vertical levels in ASL, always helpful. I'm gonna read this article for sure because I still get a little, my brain gets a little twist when we're doing line of sight when there's a lot of elevation going on. So it goes through a bunch. This is a pretty long article, pretty meaty article, and I'm not going to go through all the text, but there is right in the middle of it, there is a very full 2-page line of sight board setup that he refers to throughout the article. Okay, that keeps going. Probably definitely the longest article in the magazine. Then Jim Bishop's back with Die Panzerwaffen Angriff. Forgive my German. Tanks on the attack. So he talks about using armor in ASL and basically 2 kill probabilities. And he refers to Panzergegenpanzer by Bruce Backen, or Bacon, excuse me, if I mess that up. And it's been published twice, once in Annual 93A and Out of the Attic 2. As a starting point for this, he recommends you read that article first before digging into this. But it's all about tank-on-tank action, essentially. Does a lot of math here, puts it in graphs so you don't have to do the math. Skillful maneuvering, first best shot, strategies and tactics for tank on tank. ASL Hall of Fame. This is something that Kurt talked about in one of the roundtables. They're going to start doing, I think, a yearly ASL Hall of Fame, and they're going to nominate and or induct people and I think, scenarios into it. I think these are the first people, and I think scenario. I think Guards Counterattack and Heal 621 are going to be the first scenarios I'm going to go in. But obviously, these are the big hitters and the the initial designers of ASL that are going to go in. And I think this is going to be kind of a yearly thing that they're going to do. Let's see. This is by Andrew Hershey. Warriors Needed in Haste for you Korean war buffs. This is basically a historical article about the first provisional Marine Brigade in the Korean War, July to September 1950. Okay. Talks about the history of the unit, organization, even some, I guess, some ASL weapons and vehicles involved in the system. And yeah, some maps, some actions, I think, and that is it. We have the back cover, and I wanted to point these out because I didn't know these came out. Yeah, it says they're available. Two scenario packs that were gathered from Special Operations Wargaming Journal. So from 20 scenarios from Spec Ops issues 1 through 10, and 20 scenarios from Spec Ops magazine 1 through 10. Full ASL starter kit. Two separate things. Okay. And that's it for the magazine. Let's look at the overlays. Already mentioned these. I didn't even notice this when I got my Doomed Battalions. Even when I did the unboxing, I didn't know that the overlays in Doomed Battalions reprint 4th edition did not have the center dots. I completely missed that. So these are replacements. Again, if you have Doomed Battalions 4th edition, you're going to need to pick this Journal 15 up if you want the corrected overlays, or find someone who will sell them or give them to you for cheap to pick them up, one way or the other. Because someone who picks up the magazine doesn't have Doomed Battalions 4 won't need this, but I would hold on to them anyway in case you pick up Doomed Battalions 4th edition down the road. Okay, scenarios. I think there are 11 or 12 scenarios, and they cover a myriad of actions during World War II and even outside of World War II. There's some Korean stuff here. There's even a scenario that takes place in South America, which surprised me and is kind of cool. Kick to the curb. We have Russian and Poles. What is this? 1939. Yeah, very beginning of the war. Danish Crossroads. We have Danes versus Germans in 1940. Short scenario. Gara Relampago. Now this is the one. It's along the river Zuramila between Peru and Ecuador in 1941. So down in South America. I had no idea there was World War II action in South America. Priests at St. Cloud, November 1942. Got the Vichy versus the French Vichy versus the Americans. Desperate Try, bunch of overlays, railroad overlays in Algeria. Is it DTO though? It doesn't look like it's DTO, but it does take place in Algeria. Between again the Vichy and the Americans again. Hill 424. Oh, Alta Via, Italy. I actually started working on a historical thing again. That another project on the back burner. This is by Ed Fritz. Looks like we have some optional unit buying in this scenario, and it's Germans, Americans in Sicily. Excuse me. Inwards of the Salerno beachhead. Melting Pot, Italy 44, German and Allied. Looks like a mixture of Commonwealth, British, and guess probably American armor. Looks like. Hoppers and Hardy, France, June 1944, shortly after D-Day. Free French American versus German. Not Much of a Soldier in France. Again, short, about a month and a half after D-Day. We have German versus Americans. In Men's Gang Rumble in South Korea. So this is a Korean war. We have North Koreans versus Americans, and a wonky board setup. That would be interesting to set up on Vassal. Mortal Wounding in Germany, February 45, German American, and that's it. I didn't count. I think there's 11 or 12 scenarios. All right. Like I said, this is an abbreviated annual, fairly short one, 36 pages. It is at a lower price than obviously the larger sized ASL journals. Scenarios are separate. They're not. Again, they are separate from the magazine proper. So if you see anything interesting in there, be sure to pick it up. And like I said, the ASL stuff on the channel and whatnot, and me, I haven't been very active in the any of the communities lately either. That'll pick up once I think my first draft is done. And for those of you interested in science fiction and possibly picking up the book, I will do a short little video on this channel just announcing it, just because I can and because I have an audience that may be interested. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm just going to mention and say, here it is. It's done. Pick it up if you're interested. Okay. That's it. I'll see you in the next video, and I cannot promise when that will be. It'll just get dropped randomly. Academy out.
Get to the chopper!
If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you saw, thanks for watching, and let me know how I can do better. See you in the next video.